Alrighty, so we're going to take you through AFL terminology part 3, and today's all about defensive strategies and structures. So this is when you do not have the ball in hand, so that can be during a transition period such as a turnover, or when the opposition has clear possession such as a free kick or a point kick in. The aim of these strategies is to mitigate the risk of being scored upon and to ultimately regain possession of the ball. Now, our first defensive structure is known as a zone, okay? So this is typically a defensive structure whereby part of or the entire team forms together to guard and protect particular areas of the ground. This makes it easier to defend as players are able to hand over without the need to chase after their player, meaning they can conserve their energy whilst also making it harder for the offense to navigate their way forward. This is most evidently seen during kickouts because the team has time to set up. So here we've got a 2-5-5 that I've drawn on our little oval here. However, this could be set up whenever the ball is located deep within the attacking 50 of the defending team. So think about a deep out of bounds or a point. These can be a really useful strategy to slow teams down. However, if you're not organised, good offensive teams will just pick you apart. So you need to make sure you get there early, set up and try and guard your space as well as possible. Now, similarly, another defensive strategy is a press, okay? Now, this is another defensive term whereby the goal of the defending team is to take away as much space as possible in the defending team's forward 50. This is a more aggressive strategy as the aim is to cause a turnover or a stoppage closer towards goal as a means to get the ball back as quickly as possible. So here you can see these circle players pushing right up to man those X players up. This is most commonly seen as the ball enters into the forward 50 of the defending team and allows for the backs to push much higher up the ground to gain extra territory. This causes more congestion and pressure at the source. Now, another interesting concept for defending is a bubble defense, okay? This is where a team aims to create an area, generally on the skinny side of the ground, to own or to have their entire team within. This allows them to have greater numbers within the immediate area to win or turn over the ball, but also making them vulnerable to switches and or fast burst out of the stoppage, okay? But it makes it very effective to control a particular area on the ground. So think about late in a quarter when you want to try and keep it in your forward 50. This could be a smart strategy. Now, the easiest and most old-fashioned of these defensive strategies is a simple man-on-man defense. This is typically during fast ball movement whereby there's not enough time to set up for a zone or press and players must locate their direct opponent as fast as possible. Now, sometimes that's easier said than done because it can be quite chaotic and demanding of your players if their organisation and their conditioning is lacking, especially if it's late in a quarter. However, teams may decide to use these strategies at different times throughout the game based on the style in which they'd like to play. They all have merit and ultimately can all be used to help us defend.